Everyone has their favorite ways of conducting research and doing research projects. And most of the old school methods revolve around finding some text somewhere and taking notes and highlighting it. And that can be sometimes difficult on the web, at least to have your highlights persist, because if I find a great website that I like and I find some information on that page that I appreciate and I highlight it, when I click off of that highlight, it disappears, which is very frustrating. But luckily, there is a little extension that we can add to Chrome. Go to the menu, the snowman, go to More Tools and Extensions, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen until you see Get More Extensions. Click that. On the left-hand side, you'll see somewhere where it says for hcsdk12.org. Click it and look for the one called Lumio. Click it and then click the button that says Add to Chrome, and then add the extension when it asks you to. Lumio is an extension that lets you highlight text on the web. And then it saves those highlights for every time that you revisit a website. So when I highlight some text on one page and I leave that page and I sign out of my computer and I go back to that page 5 days later, the highlights are still there. So to get started, you want to find the Lumio icon in your toolbar, right-click it, and click the Sign Up button. And then you're going to want to sign up with your Google account so that you can associate the highlights that you make with your Google account through school, which is quite handy to have that option. The sign-up process should only take a few seconds. There may be a few more steps for you as a new user, but once it's done, you can close the tab and go find something to do. Let's show you how it works. We are in the French Revolution page that I was on before. I'm going to go back and highlight that text, and now I see a new little option. I'm going to click that little yellow button, and now that text is highlighted in yellow, and now a card pops up on the right-hand side of my screen. So what Lumio has done is it's highlighted that text, and it's created a note card for me. And that note card I can add to a collection that has a central theme. So this one would be, of course, French Revolution. So I'm going to create that collection and add this note card to it. I could also add a private note to these cards if I wanted to, some notes that I want to take myself, or I can share them. More actions allows me to delete it if I wanted to. So let's go highlight some more text. So I'm going to find something else on this particular page. I'm going to use my click of my mouse just to highlight it, highlight all of this good stuff, and then I'm going to see that little icon pop up again. And as soon as I click it, it's going to highlight yellow, and a new note card pops up on the side. I already have a French Revolution collection, so I'm going to click on Add to Collection, and then choose the little bubble next to French Revolution. And now it's added to that collection too. So let's go do something else. Let's find another piece of information on this page someplace. Scroll down just a little bit, and I find another note that I want to take. So if I highlight this text, another way I can do this, maybe if that little bubble doesn't pop up, I can right-click on the text that I highlight, and then I can choose Save Highlight with Lumio, and it does the same thing. I'm going to add a note to this one after I add it to my French Revolution collection. Adding a note lets you put some of your own insight along with this particular highlight in your collection, which can be very helpful later. But wait, there's more. If you click on the Lumio icon itself, it's going to bring up the little Lumio toolbar, which gives you some options. One of them is to search your collections and search your notes for a particular keyword. So I type in French Revolution. It's going to pull up a list of all my French Revolution stuff and collections. That's pretty cool. So another thing I can do is actually save a screenshot to Lumio. So I click on the Save Screenshot icon. I can go into the web page that I'm visiting and grab a quick screenshot. And I can add that screenshot to a collection. And I can add notes to that screenshot, which is pretty handy too. So if I find a graph or a chart, I can take a quick screenshot of it. But again, that's not all. If I click on the Lumio icon again, it's going to bring up the Lumio toolbar. And now I can click on the Open Web App icon. And what this will do is open up all of your notes and highlights and collections in a browser window, so you can see them all in one place. Each of these note cards here has the date and time that I captured the highlight. It has a link out to the website that I captured the highlight from, and it has any notes that you attached to them when you saved them. And you can browse your collections as well. So if you have multiple collections, you can click on the Collections tab and see all of your collections. But again, if I click on the link that takes me to a page where I took a highlight, it's going to bring me back to that French Revolution page. And as I scroll, I now see that all those highlights have been saved for me. Everything that was in yellow before is still in yellow, and it's going to be that way every time I visit this page as long as I'm signed in to Chrome.